Hello everybody, Spooky Marshmallow here, and today I am going to show you a video of the Bell Witch. And make sure you stay tuned throughout the whole entire video for a pretty funny blooper clip at the end. So stay tuned. Check out the story. If you're not familiar with the Bell Witch, it is about a family that back in the 1800s was tortured and tormented by a supposed neighbor that died and made a vendetta against her neighbor John Bell. And so this witch just terrorizes this family for years off and on. So if you're not familiar with this story, get comfy, get cozy, get some snacks. It's a spooky one. So let's begin. The Bell Witch is a legend from Adams, Tennessee, considered folklore centered on the 19th century Bell family. Farmer John Bell Sr. resided with his family along the Red River in an area currently near the town of Adams. According to legend, from 1817 to 1821, his family and the local area came under attack by a mostly invisible entity that was able to speak, affect the physical environment, and shapeshift. Some accounts record the spirit also to have been clairvoyant and capable of crossing long distances with superhuman speed. In his book, which was published in 1845, called An Authenticated History of the Bell Witch, author Martin V. Ingram published that the poltergeist's name was Kate, after the entity claimed at one point to be, quote, Old Kate, Bats, Witch, unquote. The Bell's next-door neighbor. She had returned unhappy over a financial dispute she had had with John Bell. The physical activity centered on the Bell's youngest daughter, Betsy, and her father. And Kate expressed particular displeasure when Betsy became engaged to a local named Joshua Gardner. The haunting began sometime in 1817 when John Bell witnessed the apparition of a strange creature resembling a dog. Bell fired at the animal, but it disappeared. John's son Drew approached the unknown bird perched on a fence that flew off and was of extraordinary size. The daughter Betsy observed a girl in a green dress swinging from the limb of an oak tree. Dean, a person enslaved by the Bell family, reported being followed by a large black dog on evenings he visited his wife. Activity moved to the Bell household, with knocking heard along the doors and walls. The family heard sounds of gnawing on the beds, invisible dogs fighting, and chains along the floor. About this time, John Bell began experiencing paralysis in his mouth. The phenomena grew in intensity as sheets were pulled from beds when the children slept. Soon, the entity pulled hair and scratched the children with particular emphasis on Betsy, who was slapped, pinched, and stuck with pins. The Bells turned to family friend James Johnston for help. After retiring for the evening at the Bell home, Johnston was awakened that night by the same phenomena. That morning, he told John Bell it was a spirit, just like in the Bible. Another guest staying at the cabin, William Porter, is said to have picked up the witch and attempted to throw her into the fire in the fireplace. Soon word of the haunting spread, with some traveling great distances to see the witch. Referring to John Bell Sr. as Old Jack, the witch claimed she intended to kill him and signaled this intention through curses, threats, and afflictions. The story ends with the Bell patriarch being supposedly poisoned by the witch. Afterward, it is said the entity made an appearance at the funeral and was seen dancing on his grave. In 1821, Betsy Bell called off her engagement to Joshua Gardner. Subsequently, the entity told the family it was going to leave, but return in 7 years. In 1828. The witch returned on time, to Lucy and her sons Richard and Joel, with similar activities as before, but they chose not to encourage it, and the witch appeared to leave again. Several accounts say that during his military career, Andrew Jackson was intrigued with the story, and his men were frightened away after traveling to investigate. However, there is no evidence that the general ever visited the Bell family. 2, 3. I don't believe in... Cut.